What's up guys, it's me, Lego Paradise here, and today I'm going to show you my Lego History Museum. So it includes a whole ton of details and features, including a T-Rex skeleton and museum exhibits, and of course it includes a detailed exterior. So let's take a look at that and all of the features. Okay, so we'll start off by looking at the front, and as you can see, there's a very distinct classic design of this building that's present all throughout the entire structure, both inside and outside. But you can see around the front there are these massive stairs that lead all the way up to the main entrance, and you can see a little bit of the T-Rex skeleton inside. But we'll take a look at a bit more on that later. But next to the stairs you can see a couple of cafe areas. This is just somewhere where you can sit down and have a drink or something to eat. This build gave me a great opportunity to use these fancy garden support pieces, along with a couple of other really interesting pieces that I wouldn't normally use in my creations. But they go really well with the overall architecture of this build. You can see there's some, again, detailed windows just on either side, they're the same, and some massive doors leading in to the museum. And then on top here you can see the roof slopes down very slightly, and of course in the middle you have this massive clock, and this is a really cool design in my opinion, since it includes lots of printed pieces that look really cool, such as this Harry Potter clock piece. This is from 2004 Lego Harry Potter Castle, and this other piece that goes over it is from a Lego Star Wars wheel bike set. And I'll leave a link in the description below to those sets if you want to have a go at building your own Lego clock, because I think it looks really detailed and a very cool design. And if we turn it around on the side, you can see the roof design slopes very slowly just there, and it's symmetrical on both sides, and you can see a bit inside. But again, we'll take a look at the details inside in a little bit. And for now, you can just see both sides are mirrored, so they're pretty much identical, and they just include some massive windows and just a few bits of detailing around the edges. And it's important to include as much detail as you can, since every bit just makes your creations look a little bit more interesting. But now let's take a look inside the museum, and this is where the more interesting stuff is. So the first thing you see when you step inside the museum is this massive T-Rex skeleton, and that stands in the centre of all of the exhibits and treasures on display at the museum. And you can see that this is quite a realistic design for the scale, and I think it's turned out pretty well. And the only thing is the tail doesn't quite fit in the museum, and that's partly the reason why I left the museum open at the back, but it also allows you to see the stuff inside a lot better. And if you want me to make a tutorial on this, then let me know, but it would be a very long video and it'd include lots and lots of pieces, since as you can see the skeleton is very detailed. And you can see it's got turning base that just spins around, since it allows you to see the details better on either side. So if we take a look down here, you can see a couple of replica characters or minifigures from the different time periods. So you have a caveman, a Roman or a Spartan, and a cowgirl. And you can see each of them has a little plaque, and if this was a set, obviously that would have like some information about each of the different figures or characters, and that's mirrored on the other side with just some different minifigures. These are all from the collectible minifigures, and it's a great opportunity to use them. And you can see at the back there's just a golden T-Rex skeleton. That's quite a lot smaller than the statue, but it's still nice to include, since museums often include lots of different treasures. And here you can see a minifigure who's visiting the museum and is obviously taking a photo at the massive T-Rex skeleton up above. So that's pretty cool. So if you turn the skeleton around, we can just have a look at the figures on this side. And you can see that, again, there's quite a variety. There is Pharaoh in the middle there, even though you can't see him that well, since he's blocked by the sign. But we'll get another look at that in a little bit. And you have a samurai to the far left. And you can see that he's surrounded by some ancient Japanese banners. And then right at the back there, you just have some more figures that are historic and perfect for the museum. And of course we've got a little shield, and that's a sort of artifact that you would keep in the museum. And you can see that the floor contains this really nice pattern. That just makes the museum look a whole lot more antique and more museum-like. Okay, so now if we take a look at the balconies, you can see that on this side you have a collection of ancient maps and a world globe just there. And this way the minifigures that visit this section can learn about the world and all of its history. And that's just a pretty cool display that I've got there. And then in the corner here, after visiting the museum, the minifigures are going to want to take home some souvenirs, and that's why I have a gift shop that includes a mini Statue of Liberty just in the corner there, and some toy binoculars on the shelf with Jack Sparrow action figure, a checkout till so you can pay for your stuff, and some plastic cups. And this is a really cool feature in my opinion, this little postcard stand that's full of these Lego printed adventurer tiles. And even though they're supposed to be film pieces, I think they work really well as postcards, especially since one of them has a T-Rex, which is obviously the main attraction in the museum, and another one of them contains Lego Egyptian theme sort of style, and there's plenty of Egyptian pieces all throughout the museum, and that's why I think they fit really well as postcards from this museum. And then the final section of the inside of the museum is the library section, and I added some library bookshelves because not only do museums often have lots of antique books and scriptures, but I didn't want to build a whole building to include a library, so I thought I might as well include a library in my museum as well. And that's not that interesting, but you can see how I did the design of the bookshelves. And then in the corner, instead of a gift shop, you have a table with a magnifying glass currently reading an ancient scroll. And it's just a bottle of ink in the corner there. So that was my Lego museum, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe for more, as it's always appreciated, and I'll see you guys next time with another Lego building creation. Thanks for watching.